Hey guys, Adam Broussard here. Why does everything seem chaotic? And why do other people's chaos end up in my life, which creates chaos in my life? Well, do you allow it to create chaos in your life? That's number one. And did your chaos cause chaos to them? Why is there chaos? Well, it's because we're all fallen creatures, and unfortunately, when you live your life, you're going to have effects on others. And a guy like me who goes against the grain, who affects a lot of people's lives for good, and I would even say not so good. It's because I take chances, I stretch my mind, I go against the grain, and there's times where I am 100% don't know what I need to do. And so, that makes me lean on God 100% of the time. Because since as early as I can remember, I've just always done what I felt I needed to do. And I don't look at that very pridefully. I don't look at it as like arrogant or anything of that nature. I'm just like, when I have this idea, I want to develop it and go all the way through. And I've always felt that is God that is putting those ideas in my mind. Now, with that being said, there was some devil that was putting things in my mind as well. So, the chaos that ensues in your life is from those day-to-day things that happen. And I was on the phone with somebody, an associate that works with us, and she was telling me that on Mondays it's her worst day of the week. I'm like, well, why is it the worst day of the week? Well, I go in and these things are not done from Sunday or Saturday. I know they could have did it, and I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, and I'm just like, well, to me, you're setting yourself up for failure whenever you think that way. Because ultimately, what she just named was her job, the things that she needs to do. It's not like she's not doing like other people's jobs. She's doing her job. Just on Mondays, you come in and Mondays may be a little bit busier than other days. Okay, well, that's maybe a better way to phrase it. But is your mindset going into this like, is your mindset going into this is going to be a bad day? That's what it sounded like to me. And then you're telling me about people that would be doing you a favor on Sunday, but on Sunday we have a skeleton crew that works, and they can get busy on Sunday, and maybe they didn't have time. And I really don't like people working on Sundays, to be completely frank, but it is what it is. And so I'm just kind of looking at like, are you creating something chaotic that doesn't really need to be there? If you just switch your mindset, and doesn't make look, I like her a lot, then none of this makes her a bad person, but it just makes you question the mindset that you have about what you're thinking about it, and man, that's most of the problems I deal with day to day with people, is just how they look at certain things. Then when I pose a different viewpoint, well, that don't always come across well. But I still back to chaos in other people's lives. So it's like, well, she was to a certain degree creating a chaotic event that ultimately could leak over to somebody else. And or somebody else's chaotic event, like maybe Sunday was chaotic, leaked over into her world, and she took it, she takes it personally. Well, why are you taking it personally? Like, we need to look at other people going through stuff as, to a certain degree, sympathy. Like, man, if everybody's exhausted every effort to do things, which I know that they don't, I'm not ignorant to that fact, but if they turn around and tell you, man, this is what I'm going through, like, you probably have a different perspective. So, or this is what actually happened. So, long story short, other people's chaos in the world full of chaos, there has to be a way to deal with it, and it's called Jesus. Jesus is the way. He is the one that's going to calm that storm in your life. And when I feel uncertainty, anguish, suffering, mental anguish, all this stuff, man, I just pray. Like, to be completely frank, I just start praying. I talk to God for sure, but I'm just like, I don't know what to do except say a prayer. And then it turns into 2 prayers, 3 prayers, 4 prayers, because, like, man, I need a lot of prayer, and I'm just stating the facts of, like, how I just address the ups and downs in my life, and it's through prayer, and it's going back to Jesus. I went to Mass today, had that same conversation, with a buddy of mine, and when you see the chaos that's happening around you, realize other people's chaos doesn't have to be yours, but it is an invitation to open up yourself and realize, like, man, there's other people that's got it tough. Like, how do we maneuver past this, with this, all this kind of stuff? And how do we let go and realize, like, most people are really not as bad as we think they are, So lighten up a little bit and talk to somebody good. Because at the end of the day, when I hear, the things that I hear at times, it's like, man, why are you acting that way? Like, I could believe if somebody's trying to one up you, but you typically know when somebody's not trying to do good. Have a little compassion for that chaos going on, because you need that compassion whenever your chaos is affecting somebody else's life. And I know that I need that. The chaos that happens in my life, I know I need people to help me, to ultimately help me get through it. I need other people's support to get through the things that I put myself through. And so, at the end of the day, I want to be a minimal burden on. I don't want to be a burden at all on people. I want to be at the least amount that I can, but also following the will of God. Sometimes you are that burden because they need to learn a lesson. Maybe that's the answer. So that's what my 2 cents is for today. God bless, and have a good Lent.